Okay, so we're going to take a look at how we derive or where the cosine law comes from. Okay, so we're going to start with triangle ABC and draw an altitude in it, or the height, which we'll call h. So here's the height. Okay, and notice that opposite side angle A is side A, opposite angle B is side B, and opposite angle C is side C. And by drawing in the altitude, we have two triangles. We've got BCD and we have BAD. We're going to have to relabel the base, or the bottom of our triangle, okay? And if I call from C to D x, then from D to A, I'm going to call it B minus x. Okay, and if you're not sure why that's true, let's say that x is 4. And let's say that B is 10. If I want to figure out the distance from D to A, knowing that x is 4, so this side is 4 and the whole thing is 10, to get from D to A, I would go 10 minus 4, okay? Or in this case, B minus x, all right? So that's why from D to A is B minus x. Okay, so for triangle BCD, I'm going to come up with two expressions, okay? The first one, we're going to look for cos of C. So we're looking at this angle, and in triangle BCD, x is adjacent to angle C and A is the hypotenuse. And so the cos of C is adjacent over hypotenuse, so x over A. And I'm going to solve for x, so I'm going to multiply both sides by A, so we reduce the a's on the right, and so we are left with x is equal to A times cos of C. Okay, so we'll be using that. And then using the Pythagorean theorem for triangle BCD, I can say that the hypotenuse squared, so A squared, is equal to h squared plus x squared. Okay, so we're going to use this later. Okay, now in our second triangle, BAD, okay, using the Pythagorean theorem, I can say that the hypotenuse squared, c squared, is equal to h squared plus b minus x squared. Okay, and then I'm going to square the b minus x. All right, so I'm going to go b minus x times b minus x, and I'm going to get b squared minus 2bx plus x squared. Okay, so that's what this is. All right, so then I'm going to go over to the left again, and I'm going to see if I can do some substitution. All right, first of all, I know that h squared plus x squared is equal to a squared, okay, and I have an h squared plus x squared here, so I can replace that with a squared. Okay, and then the other thing that I want to do is I know that x is equal to a cos of C. Okay, and so notice that you have an x here, and that's equal to a cos of C. So I'm going to substitute into there. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to replace h squared plus x squared, which is over here, with a squared. Okay, so that's replaced with a squared. Then I have plus b squared minus 2b. And then in place of x, I'm going to put a cos of C. Okay, so I'm going to get 2b times a cos of C. So when everything is simplified, you're going to get c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cos of C. All right, and there is your cosine law. Okay, that is our discussion on the proof.